find light in a bottle, something to guide your way. Even if you're too scared to fight.
This reminds me to be very, very grateful for my drinking water that comes out of my tap back home.
If the moon gives up rising, the sun stops it shining, you know you'll have it.
Just in terms of overall ooh factor, there's nothing like Palenque. Just nestled here in the middle of the jungle. You feel a little like late to dinner Indiana Jones, but the temples are so incredibly complete that you feel like there were people here just like yesterday.
As we wait on the timing, together we find it. There's more than one way to go home. I know you're tired of this pattern. One up and three below. When you're chasing after what matters, your heart knows where to go. If the moon gives up rising, the sun stops it shining, you know you'll have a hand to hold.
So a couple of things if you decide to come to Palenque. The first is that the guides are aggressively marketing, and I'm talking about all the way from like 4 kilometers on the road out all the way in, and they kind of serve little disinformation, which is unfortunate. Sometimes they tell you you have to park here and then you would have to ride in with them, or that you have to have a guide. You do not have to have a guide. And if you change your mind later that you want a guide, they are all over in the park. You know, and really, the more aggressive they are, the worse guide they're going to be. It's just my input. The bathrooms are not great here, although they are, this is in September of 2023, they are just about to finish some really nice bathrooms in there, but at this point it is just porta-johns at the entrance and all the way at the other end of the park. But other than that, there's just no reason to not come see Palenque. It truly is, it's the best ruins in Mexico, and you heard it from me. Right on, keep driving. So we're at this Parque Museo de la Venta, which is really an amazing place because it's kind of half zoo, half archaeological remains. So there were a lot of these Olmec. The Olmec heads are obviously the most famous piece, but they were all brought here from the original sites, and they've all been displayed here in Villahermosa. So check them out. And not only are there animals like inside enclosures, but they're sort of animals.
Want to get inside.
Yeah, they're with you. We're essentially one of the animals in the zoo right now, so let's go check it out.
Wait on the timing, together we find it. There's more than one way to go home.
So the colossal head behind me, this is really one of the crown jewels of Mexican archaeology. So this, the tomb of Pacal, and they're the only two that I've ever seen that are really, I mean, this held, you can see this on images from everything to their money to, you know, things of national pride. So it's pretty cool. They got a security guard here watching out, making sure nothing bad happens to it. But it's pretty neat that they've actually left it out in nature. You know, and they're sort of allowing the elements to somewhat have their way, the way that they did for thousands of years.
My bottoms are falling off.
If the moon gives up rising, the sun stops it shining, you know you've got a hand to hold. As we wait on the timing, together we find it. There's more than one way to go home. Yeah, there's more than one way to go home.
So Carrie and I are braving Highway 199 here in Mexico out of Palenque. Now this road is kind of notorious, especially among expats and tourists that are here, because you used to be able to go directly from Tuxtla and San Cristobal up to Palenque. But over the years, there have been a number of incidents, and some of them have gotten kind of some fear mongering going. So I'd like to at least settle that. It's not everybody that goes along there is being robbed. What it is there's a dispute over who owns some of that land, and the people that live in those villages dig up the roads, and you physically cannot get through. But if you ask people online, people will tell you, no, you're going to get robbed and you're going to get killed. That's not really the case. What is the case is that you truly cannot get through to some parts of that. Now, from Palenque, we went down to the Roberto Berrios waterfalls, and they were gorgeous and beautiful. You can go all the way to Agua Azul, the waterfalls there. You just can't make it all the way to San Cristobal. There's a village, Ocadoque or something like that, that in the middle, and that's kind of where the issues are around. So if you're going that way, you need to check conditions. There's a couple of Facebook groups, Mexican Facebook groups, that you can really find out the condition, and it can change from day to day. But as for the, you're going to get robbed and killed, that seems like that's really just kind of not true. So.
Those are so big.